User was moved to your
Yo.
channel.
Ay.
User was moved to your
Yo.
channel. User was moved to your channel.
Yo. I'll be back in just a second.
Much faster times than the first qualifier.
Sound resumed.
1.
And we are live. This is the Indy 500 XCAL last chance qualifying. And I have to mute myself. Okay. And let's see, let's get to the right views. I'm Kyle Gilbert along with Paul Coleman, Michael Cozy Jr., and Petey Zeller. We will be commentating for you today. Let's get to our starting grid. We have Blaze Brinkley, followed by, Eek Davis, Jared Boyard. It's changing a lot. Let's fix this. Gary Bokenhagen, Sean Powell, Tony Hellemine and Luke Turpin, Jarrett Bollard, Greg Hooks, Michael Day Jung, Valkyrie Vaude, Eek David, Austin Carter, George Naukjoks, Derek Colson, Maximilian Hirsch, and Blaze Brinkley. You guys can take it now.
All right, one of the unique things about our field here, normally XCAL races are made up of mostly American and Canadian drivers. Here we have 6 people from across the Atlantic Ocean. Michel Dijon, Tony Hellman, Maximilian Hirst, Eek David, Valerie Vaude, and George Najoks are all joining us from across the pond, where it's awfully late over there for them. So this is definitely going to be a unique race, a mixture of people used to stock cars and then our IndyCar experts. We'll pass it over to Mikey Cozy, who's been lighting up the track to discuss from the driver's perspective what we can see before the start of the green flag.
Yeah, definitely. I've been testing out a lot here, planning on running tonight, and the weather has been the big factor in all the practices and races, so it'll be interesting. Now, I got to test out a little bit on the track not too long ago, and as it is right now, we're going to see really good racing. The conditions a few hours ago, where turn 1 was really, really rough. You had to get out of the gas, and a lot of people were having trouble. So this weather, a lot of people will be able to get around here fast and smooth.
Yeah, we noticed that especially in the early splits, the qualifying splits, turn 1 was eating up a lot of cars. Here we have the guys going to take the green flag here.
Now long front straightaway. Hey, they got the green flag.
We got the Sharpie car of Eek David out to an early lead. See how they navigate turn 1.
Everybody files in.
Oh, we got a big spin.
Already.
The yellow flag is out.
Caution is out.
Man, big one.
That is big junk.
Multiple cars. I think Luke Turpin was in it.
Yeah, Luke Turpin was in it.
Tony Helmanen. Derek Colson, I think, might have been in it. Yeah, it looks like Luke Turpin trying to make a pass on Derek Colson, going underneath of him, and got to the back of Derek Colson, turning him, and they both got in the wall and collected Tony Helman.
Derek Colson definitely won't be happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're hearing him over the radio. Yeah, he's not happy. Wow, actually, it looks like Austin Carter also got a piece of that. Wow, Luke Turpin actually got on top of him on his left front.
And that will definitely end Luke Turpin and Derek Colson's bid at the XCAL Indy 500.
They may have a...
They do not have a quick repair.
Not for this race? Okay.
No quick repairs for this race.
Their bid.
And to Luke Turpin's defense there, he was on the outside looking to make a move on Colson there on the outside, and Colson made a erratic move to go, I believe that was in front of the car of Greg Hooks. Colson jumped a little bit to the outside and kind of took away Turpin's lane there to move
Yeah, definitely. Tough break for all those guys. A few of these guys not very happy down there.
Yeah, definitely a tough break for the first lap, but certainly you can't really fix blame to either driver on that. That's a racing deal per se. But yeah, that rivalry, as you said, Petey, maybe you can talk a little bit about that rivalry that started way back in XCAL months ago between the two of them.
Oh yeah, Derek and Luke have always had an issue with each other, and it's not just practically them two. Luke Turpin has created many rivalries with friends of Derek, so it's almost like it almost transitions through Derek's friends to Derek, and Luke Turpin has definitely made a lot of rivals, and that has therefore made a guy like Derek Colson, who's friends with a lot of his rivals, race him harder than he would other guys.
Right, and Turpin has shown that he is definitely one of the more aggressive drivers on our regular XCAL league, and this is kind of one of the neat things. This special XCAL race, we have quite a few of our XCAL regulars who didn't make the show, and then a couple of XCAL regulars who were trying to make it in the show, and then a couple others, unfortunately, PD, who's an XCAL regular, who's not in the show, among others. But we're mixing it up here. Drivers who are used to driving street stocks are now, kind of getting a car that's much lighter and has a lot more technology, and you certainly can't drive these things like street stocks. And a move that you probably could have got away with in a street stock there with what Turpin did. Obviously, he learned he couldn't, and unfortunately, both Luke Turpin and Derek Colson are officially out of the race.
And back to the Turpin point. Turpin, like you said, he is a very aggressive driver, and he has said before he is not here to make friends. He is just here to win races, which is why he probably drives so aggressively, because that's his theory on racing.
Finishing up, Austin Carter and George Najokes spent some time on pit road there getting service done to their cars, but they look like they'll be able to rejoin the field.
It looks like we got about about 10 cars on the track right now without damage.
Yeah, Tony Hillman, who was actually the fastest driver from the second split, is in pit road. Unfortunately, he was lighting up the track, running laps under 40 seconds in that very, very tough qualifying round. He's currently getting repairs. It doesn't look like his car is damaged beyond repair, but he's already lost 2 laps.
Yeah, and people have been working all week trying to get themselves into this race, and sadly it is over for some, but I expect to see some very great racing when we get back to green. Maybe drivers after that first incident will mind their P's and Q's, and I'm sure we'll probably see an exciting last couple laps racing for that last spot in prestigious XCAL Indy 500.
And while typically in NASCAR racing, or those fans in NASCAR, they're used to a driver getting the lucky dog. Lucky dogs do not exist here in the world of open-wheel IndyCar racing. However, if you're watching the very front, Valerie Vaude is in fact getting to go and make the full lap around the field because she in fact was ahead of the leader. In IndyCar racing, the pace car picks up the leader, and this is actually something NASCAR took from IndyCar to start with. They've always been doing this. They don't give a lucky dog, but there are waves in the fact that if you are in front of the leader while the pace car is out, the pace car will pick up the leader and you can make your lap around. So that is the only way in IndyCar racing to get your lap back if you're a lap down, is to stay out and in front of the leader before the green flag.
Okay, I have this figured out. There are 11 cars on the track. I'm just whispering to y'all. Nobody can hear it through the broadcast.
I just got an update from Race Control that there are 11 cars on the track at the moment, and it looks like Derek Colson has decided to join us in the booth.
Yeah, I'm here.
Derek, talk to us about your half a lap or a quarter of a lap there.
Derek, you got a copy?
Yeah, hang on a second. Guys, I gotta do something real quick. Alright, now I'm back.
Alright, Derek, talk to us about your short experience out there.
It's part of racing, I guess. I'd set my car on map on the fuel map 5, just trying to save some fuel. I didn't have to pit the whole race, and yeah, it just got turned.
All right, here we are.
Well, I
Green
hate to
flag.
interrupt you
Green
there,
flag
but
is
we are
out.
going
At
green.
David takes the lead. Let's see if we can get clearly through turns 1 and 2 here. Field's pretty spread apart this time around.
Probably trying to be more careful this time around. Don't want to repeat it last time.
In the back of the pack, it appears Valerie Vaught is pulling it into the pits. Once again, the damage suffered from the first lap incident may be too much there to continue. Valerie Vaught is in pit road.
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of strung out now. We got a battle for the top 3 right now. 3 cars under a blanket right now. And as the 2 cars get a run on the leader right now, that's one thing you're going to see a lot of tonight is a lot of passing down into 1, but one thing you got to be careful of is not overdriving turn 1, because that's another thing we're going to be seeing a lot of is the drivers overdriving turn 1 and slamming and hitting the wall, getting out of the groove and hitting the wall.
Absolutely, yeah. I've found my fair share of that. We've seen a lot of that even in practice, even in the groupie practices like this race here. It's still very easy to overdrive it or underdrive it, as it may be. We got a pass here for 9th, as George Nukes is passing Maximilian Hirsch.
Them guys back there, I know they don't have a long time to get to the front. I expect them to go.
Oh, we got a car on its roof.
Oh, problem.
Austin Carter.
Austin Carter is on his roof.
There's one of the things I was talking about. He just got out of the groove in turn 1 and slid right up and hit the wall and actually got on his roof.
Pretty lucky of the 2 there, Maximilian and George there, not to run into him to make matters even worse. But very nice. He was able to flip it around. He'll drive that back in the pits. Probably his race though is over.
He hit that wall pretty hard. I don't see that car getting back out there.
Again, that's one of those things. If you were running a stock car around here, you make that thing, you could probably just kiss it off the wall and continue on going. Here, you flip. So these cars definitely a lot gentler, a lot more finicky. But
sure, I am sure Austin Craig wishes he had fenders right now.
Yeah, it looks like Austin and Valerie Vaught has both retired.
Yeah, Valerie Vaught suffered some damage from that first accident. Tried to get it worked out under the pits, but was unable to get that fixed.
So it looks like that will give us 9 drivers.
9 drivers for 3 spots.
Oh, battling for 3?
Battling out for a total of 3 spots. We had a couple last-minute cancellations. People unable to make this race. So we are giving away the top 3 spots from this race. So again, some strategy may play out here towards the end. You don't necessarily have to win it to make it into the show, but we'll see how aggressive drivers are.
And while we're under caution, I just want to say that it's too bad that our pole setter actually had to withdraw from the event due to previous promises they had to keep up with. Yang Wu, he was also the pole setter for the official iRacing Indy 500, and he was pole setter for ours, but he had issues and he had to withdraw.
Right, and he's actually from Scandinavia, which makes it really tough.
Couple are going to the pits.
Who do we go in the pits? But it makes it tough for some of the European drivers to drive basically on American time. It's 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning over there in the in Europe. So I want to give a tip of the hat to all the drivers who are able to stay up really late to join us this evening for this race and also the following race.
And everybody's come down pit road. Here they come. It looks like Jared Bolyard come out first. Followed by Eke David, Gary Borgenhagen, Liz Brinkley.
Sean Powell, Michel Dijon, Greg Cooks, George Najux, and Maximilian Hirsch rounding out. People coming out of the pits.
All fighting for 3 spots, 9 people fighting for 3 spots to get into the XCAL Indianapolis 500.
Now featuring a prize pool of over $200. And speaking of both Michael Cozy and Petey Zeller, you both are involved in certain sponsorships. Maybe this would be a good time to talk about the 2 different sponsorships each of you guys are promoting through the tonight's race.
NDRTV polo.
Oh yeah, Cozy, you can go first too.
Oh yeah, many of you know I run a YouTube channel in Value 20. I'm sponsoring the Most Laps Led Award. I put in $20 for that, so we can lead the most laps under 200. The Indianapolis 500 will receive an extra $20.
And in the world of iRacing, that's a lot of money. And speaking of laps led, Petey, you have a award too that involves leading laps.
Actually leading a singular lap. Sponsors me.
And what lap would that be?
He sponsored me with Play Children's Charity, and I wanted to get that name out there, so he's that charity. Well, technically, I am sponsoring lap 107. If you lead a lap 107, you get $5.
NDRTV is also sponsoring the pole award. I'm not sure who officially has a pole, but whoever starts the race in the lead, that's who gets the pole award. $15.
Fantastic. So we got $40 given out just from people in our booth tonight. So that's quite amazing, the charity that is involved here in XCAL.
And another thing y'all should watch out tonight while we're riding under caution is one of the higher qualifiers in the official one took a provisional. Tim Doyle, otherwise known as Yangwu's rival from all these years in the past, will be making his way through the field tonight. I think that should be a ton of fun to watch.
Yeah, Tim's starting back there with me in 49th position, so if Tim can make it up through the field and avoid some of the early accidents, because past history, I hope there's no accidents, but past history states that there will be at least 1 or 2 early on. If he can avoid the early melee, he will be able to make it up through there and hopefully battle. And now that his main arch nemesis is out, he certainly is the favorite.
He sure is, but like you said, he has to make it to them cars. I mean, making up 48 spots sure isn't easy, and I don't care how fast you are.
When we come across the line next time when we restart, it'll be 30 laps to go.
When we restart, there will be 30 laps to go here from Indianapolis.
Yeah, evidently Blaze Brinkley stalled it and is having trouble restarting his vehicle, and the LCQ corner workers are not out there working right now to push the car.
And that is an issue. That's something you have to remember in these Indy cars. Whenever you're saving fuel in the street stocks, like Paul said, most of us are street stock drivers, you can actually turn the car off and let it coast for a while. If you turn off the Indy car, you cannot turn the Indy car back on without going to your pit stall.
Yeah, Indy cars require starters, and we're agreeing. We'll talk about more of that in a second. Looks like we got Jared Boylard in the lead, followed by Gary Borkenhagen with Pete David in third. That's been your top 3 most of the race, although this yellow has allowed Sean Powell to get within sniffing distance of a transfer position, as well as Michel Dijon running 5th. That's your top 5?
Yeah, I was going to say, Sean, he's got a good draft heading down the front straightaway, and he's going to be right on their tails going into 1. So now it's a 4-car breakaway for...
And Gary just took a pass for the lead there, working his tools there to get the draft around for the lead. Gary's been fast all week here. He's kind of just barely missed out on qualifying. Was, I think, one of the first or second cars to be pumped out of qualifying. So he is certainly fast.
Looks like we're going to have another pass for the lead. On the front straightaway with that massive draft. Maybe not. Now he's going to tuck back in line, heading into 1.
Thinking better of that move, realizing that he is in a transfer spot and no reason to try anything risky at this point.
Absolutely, and he's got that buffer there. He's got Eek David there in third, buffering him out, so he's safely in. And right, we're a 4-car breakaway, so
definitely no point racing for the lead, especially considering this race gives out no money to the winner. So it's all about finishing top 3.
All right, no money to the winner. Unlike our race later tonight, that has an unprecedented $100 cash to our winner. So,
and that's just a ton of money in the sim racing world.
that is like battling for $1 million in some dollars.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, plus if you win the race, lead the most laps, and let's say get the 107 lap award, that's what, $125 right there for it?
Covers about 2 years worth of iRacing.
Mm-hmm.
See, Jared's tucked right underneath again, trying to see if he can get that toe. Eek David's even got a run there as well. He's right in Jared's draft. 4 cars again breaking away. It looks like we got a 4-car battle for 3 spots. He's going to have to give here eventually, but he's still got 25 laps to go. So, patience is key right now.
And all behind them, heading into 2, Greg Hooks and George Najos are battling it out for 6th and 7th place. Maybe if they can work together, they can try to draft next to those guys up there.
Right. And Sean Bell was just able to draft around Eek David to get the 3rd spot. So now moves Sean up to the last transfer position, and Eek on the outside looking in.
Well, like Kobe said, they're racing back there for 6th and 7th, and there's definitely no point in them racing side by side. They should try to hook up and come to the front because, I mean, I guess if you want to finish 6th, that's good, but that's not transfer spot.
Absolutely not. I mean, you also, this car is, very sensitive. It's the new DW12. They, kind of have little fenders over the wheels, so, you can't really touch wheels and go flying, but still, you hit a car side by side, and that's still your race. It's like we've said all night, it's not NASCAR, so, yeah, the smarter move would just be to get in that line and just pull each other. 2 cars can go just as fast as 4 here.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, and as the laps wind down, I can expect to see the racing heat up for that final transfer position.
Looks like we're about 4 laps away from halfway.
And Michel Dijon hanging out there in 5th, just hoping that perhaps 2 of the guys get together while battling up for that final transfer position, and Michel safely can bypass an accident and make it into 3rd place. He's kind of in a nice safe spot there if something were to happen.
Whoa, there we go. Oh, wow.
Speaking of something happening.
Oh, my, I think Sean might have a problem or something. He got squirrely and checked up, and wow.
And just like that, Michel Dijon goes from 5th looking in, just as I said. Michel there hanging out, look at that. I should go buy a lottery ticket prognosticating that. Michel Dijon hanging out in 5th place, and all of a sudden a little action happens between 2 guys, and he was able to sneak right on through to get 3rd. He's got
still many laps to go here from Indianapolis, and he's going to have to drive like he's never driven before if he wants to along that last transfer spot.
It looks like going into 3, Sean Powell, he missed his line, he missed his entrance to the corner, and he got really slow, and once you get the RPMs down, it seems like the tires like to spin, and the car wants to come around, and as he went off into 4, he got on that curve and shot right up into Eek David, and wow, somehow they didn't crash it, but I think Eek might have some damage.
Actually, Eek's right back on the wheel there. He was able to draft by, and he's now in the 3rd and final transfer position there. Michel's in 4th, John's in 5th. Eek running our Sharpie target car here. Nice, beautiful yellow and black and yellow. Those fans of Wiz. But yeah, we got a nice 3-car battle. This is going to be a very exciting 3-car battle here for the 3rd and final transfer spot. Hopefully Jared and Gary realize that the field is far behind them, and they just hang out and just draft each other and don't do anything crazy up front.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen crazier happen before in XCAL. I mean, even with the All-Star Race qualifier, we've seen leaders wreck each other in the last chance qualifier and open up the door for other people.
Yeah, Sean's back by 4th, moving Michelle back to 5th. Looks like Greg and George there smarten up. They see that 3rd, 4th, and 5th are within reach. They are now drafting each other. Doing the right thing there. But yeah, you're right, Petey. Back to the XCAL All-Star Open. 1st and 2nd in the XCAL All-Star Open had a guaranteed transfer position, and
Had a big
they
lead
could have
over
just
third.
ridden around, and unfortunately they decided to get racing on the very last lap, and it ended up costing the person who was leading coming to the white flag an actual opportunity to race the XCAL All-Star Open and put a very surprised entrant who was running 3rd and thinking they were going to miss the show really out of the show into the race.
That entrant's name is also Paul Coleman.
Whoever that guy is.
Alice, that'll be interesting. Sean Powell's managed his way back up to David. We'll see if they can get by each other cleanly this time. If they do try to make a pass.
It kind of seems like deja vu all over again here. The Eek and Sean put out a little distance over Michel Dejong. Michel, I think, is knowing what he's seen before and might back off intentionally just a little bit to see if Eek and Sean might open the seas once again. About a 2.4-second gap here between the first two and battle between 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And with the caution out.
Oh, this is going to shake things up here.
Oh my, we got George Najos. Oh my, huge crash in turn 2, and he is still going. Wow, that's incredible. Oh my, and he's still flipping.
And he may have hit the glitch.
Folks, this may go for a while.
Folks, he may have hit the glitch. The glitch is where you crash into a certain area and it makes your car flip from anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes straight.
The pace car is disturbing under him.
Now, Cozy, as a driver, could you imagine the G-forces you feel through an accident like this?
Oh my, that's pretty bad. Yeah, unfortunately with this new DW12 on iRacing, there's been a small few bugs, and that is one of them, where you hit the wall and you can get in a endless spinning glitch, and yeah, that would be very deadly getting into that in the middle of the race.
Yeah, unfortunately that sad news to report from there, but he has certainly left us, and he's out of the race.
Yeah, I mean, there's no fixing a car whenever it flipped 100 times. Max,
yeah. Drivers at the back trying to take advantage, getting some fresh Firestone tires. Firestone, the official tire supplier of the IndyCar Series. Getting some fresh Firestone tires to see if he can do this. Maybe Max and Greg can hook up in a draft here and try to see if they can get something for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Eek is going to be right on the tail again of Jared and Gary. I guarantee you those two guys did not want to see this yellow because they had transfer spots in the bag. So
they probably did not want to see us yellow, but I can tell you who did. Blaze Brinkley, after making that big error, might have a chance to come back now.
Blaze is 13 laps down and off the track. Yeah, he was unable to get his vehicle started. They actually had to, the one corner worker we have working the LCQ had to pull his car and push it.
I apologize for
into
that,
the
folks.
infield somewhere.
I thought he was still on the track.
He unfortunately is not. Blaze will be scored in 9th position. So, that being said, again, these drivers are battling out here for 3 positions to make it into the XCAL $210 XCAL Indy 500, which will be broadcast on the same website, xcalracing.com/live. You'll be able to tune in and watch /live, where you'll be able to tune in and watch 55 of the greatest sim racers from across the world, not just America and Canada, but sim racers from across the world, battle out for a $210 one race only purse. Very, very few races on iRacing have this kind of purse. So people, again, all over the world, stand up to the wee hours in the morning, battling it out for over $210. Stay tuned. That comes at you live at 7 p.m.
Maybe we could possibly see the first ever XCAL winner that is not born in the United States of America. Actually, not born on the East Coast of the United States of America.
Certainly the first opportunity for a non-North American XCAL winner, for sure.
Actually, the first person from not in the New England area. But I would not be surprised with Tim Doyle in the field, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think he is from California, and many, many foreigners that have proved to be very speedy this week.
As a matter of fact, even though this is an XCAL race, I would say the XCAL regulars are certainly large underdogs this week. And next time we get a chance, Cozy can maybe talk about somebody who's won a lot of XCAL races, but maybe feeling like an underdog here in this race.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's going to be really tough. You know, some of iRacing's best are going to be racing tonight, especially with the Indy car. With XCAL, you know, we race street stocks currently, and you know, I've definitely raced those a lot. But this DW12 and IndyCar in general, open wheel racing, I haven't had quite as much time as I had in street stocks and stock cars in general. So it's definitely going to be tight and tough tonight. So you know, I'm not 100% sure what the weather is going to be like and what the setup's going to feel like tonight. But you know, 200 laps to figure it out. So. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and hopefully you pull out a good finish.
All right, talk about. Yeah, we got lights are off, 1 lap to go. Cozy, really quick, talk about that. Normally you're used to running up front, clean air, not a lot of traffic. How do you think you're going to be able to handle this starting way back, 38th position? We have more cars than XCAL has ever seen in a race. You know, I know obviously you see how fragile these cars are. You can't be hit once or your race is over. How are you going to avoid the melee?
Yeah, definitely. Tonight I plan on starting from the pits with my teammate, and we're gonna hang around in the back for a while, and you know, let whatever's gonna happen up at the front, and you know, we're gonna try to make our move, get the cars handled all right, and we're gonna try to get the cars handled all right, and make our move to the front. So you know, it's gonna be tough, but you know, we'll see. A lot of drivers there tonight, and as I said, you know, some of the best of the best. So it's gonna be tough, as I said, but we'll see what we can do.
Running that Dale Jr. Super Speedway strategy, hang out and back for the final 20 laps.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it works.
And back to the XCAL driver thing. XCAL's last 2 chances of making this race, Luke Turpin and Derek Colson, sadly were involved in that lap 1 wreck. So there's going to be 3 non-XCAL drivers transferring.
Not true, Petey. We have Greg Hooks, who is a XCAL member. Not a regular, but he is an XCAL member, running 6 right now.
Oh, I did not realize that Greg Hooks was part of XCAL.
Greg Hooks is an XCAL member. He is not an XCAL regular, per se. And we are green. Sean missed a shift on the start there. Sean drops back from 4th to 6th as Michel Dijon is able to pass. Both Gary and Jared able to get a clean start away, and they are continuing their 1-2 draft. David is in 3rd, a little bit comfortably in 3rd. He's got well over a second over Michel Dijon, and Greg Hooks and Sean Powell are now drafting.
Yeah, I really like where David's sitting right now, because he's right behind the top 2. He can make a move if he needs to, but he can stay defensive if anybody tries to make an attack and take away that transfer spot.
And unfortunately, Michel Dijon has been black flagged from iRacing control there when Sean Powell missed his shift. Michel passed him on the inside, which results in a black flag. You can only pass on the outside when coming to the green flag.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a tough break for him. That's going to be deadly if we don't have another caution for him.
Speaking of deadly, the lead now is up to 1.8 seconds. So the top three here, they're pretty clear.
Well, right now, Michel Jean is actually contacting the race officials, and we're going to see if he can get his black flags reversed. But not 100% sure.
7 drivers left in the field to battle it out the police spot.
And yes, he did have his black flags cleared.
So, Michelle will still be able to battle for that final transfer spot here.
And yeah, he will head in 4th. If they can get those cars singled up and try to draft up to the leaders, they still might have a shot.
Yeah, they definitely do. Yeah, Michelle, like I said, as I was watching that restart, Sean missed a shift. Really, there was nothing Michelle could do other than go to the inside to avoid running him over. So that was a nice move of the iRacing officials there to clear that black flag because that was all in the interest of driver safety.
Yeah. And you see they continue to pass each other. Unfortunately, that's not really going to matter at this point. The chance for spot is, driving away from him right now.
Absolutely. We have the top three all in a row here. They are being smart and driving each other, although it looks like Jared is knocking on the door looking to try to get by Gary here, but he may just be playing with him a little bit to see what it's like for practice in the race to see if he can make that move up. But for these guys, they have a 3.3 second lead over 4th
Kyle
place.
Gilbert just wants to apologize. His connection blinked out for a second, so that's what you folks saw. Like he said, he has it fixed as of now.
Yeah, this race from top 3 is actually really good when you think about it, because these 3 get a chance without being pressured to see what kind of race moves, and this is kind of a small practice to see what they can do in and around traffic for the big race coming up at 7. Which they choose to do so. If not, it might be smarter just to stay in line, but you never know.
It appears right now the top 3 are pretty much checked out. Clearly, these guys don't want to see the yellow. That's about the only thing right now. If they play it smart, would be the only thing to keep them out of tonight's race would be a yellow flag.
Yeah, it looks like 7th place Maximilian Hirsch has fallen behind everybody actually. And, of course, you got the 3 cars battling: Greg Hooks, Michael DeJong, and Sean Powell. They're just kind of battling out and unfortunately wasting time to get up to the leaders. So I guess all they can hope for is a caution. But realistically, the only time the caution would come for is either these 3 or the 3 up top.
Yes, and 5 seconds in between 3rd and 4th. It's very unlikely that they will catch the leader at this point in time, so they might be battling to be the first one in front of the ball in case one of the leaders wreck.
And right now it's going to take a severe mistake. Any one of the 3 leaders, they're showing amazing car control here. Jared definitely looks like he's fast enough to make a pass to the lead, but doesn't really need to. So he's just hanging out in line, and this 3-car draft is able to gain close to a half second a lap.
Yes, like Paul said, the only thing Jared would gain from making a pass from the lead is starting 1 position higher, and that, making a move like that, you're risking starting 1 position higher to potentially ruining your shot at being in the race.
And as Michael Cozy indicated, starting spots, just like a NASCAR Super Speedway race, starting spots really don't matter. I mean, even in the Indy 500, starting spots don't really matter, as you've seen people like Tony Kanaan come from the last row all the way up to lead the race. And
yeah, it was just a tremendous draft on the backstretch and in the front stretch. And even through the corners, you can gain a lot of speed, especially when the track has cold weather and overcast. You can get around this track very fast without lifting. So, starting spots are virtually relevant.
5 laps to go here, folks, and if one of the leaders don't make a mistake, hit the wall, or spin out or something, it looks like this race is going to be them top 3 transferring unless a mistake is made.
no more cautions. We've entered that phase in the race where the last 5 laps, if there is a caution, they will be ignored, and everybody will race on.
Which definitely does not play into the hand of 4th, 5th, and 6th Michelle, Sean, and Greg. They would have to hope that it's one of these 3 guys that would bring out a yellow that wouldn't be a yellow, because the field will not tighten up now.
Right now, the job of the top 3 is to do nothing but not wreck. If they don't wreck, they're going to have a chance to be in the most prestigious race in XCAL and in iRacing leagues at the moment.
The most prestigious IndyCar race so far of 2014.
And who knows, maybe one of these guys that transferred from these races, maybe they've had trouble qualifying. Maybe one of these guys can make their way up and challenge for the win. Almost happened in the All-Star race with one of the drivers that transferred from the race.
Absolutely. Well, and as I was saying, Gary actually was one of the fastest guys. I believe he was 2 spots off of actually making the race on time. So he definitely has showed that he has the speed to compete here.
I would not be surprised at all if one of these 3 came up and battled for the win in tonight's big show, but if they can hang on for a couple more laps, they will have their opportunity.
Yeah, it looks like we're coming to 2 to go. All they gotta do is hang on, and they will make it.
Right now, 4th through 6th are just hoping that something miraculous happens.
Yeah, I tell you, Sean Powell, Miley Zhang, they're about ready to make something happen themselves. They're really racing hard.
Yeah, and right now for them, it's all about being in that 4th position, because if one of the leaders wrecks, you need to be in 4th if you want to transfer, because that will be the last transfer spot if the leader wrecks.
Or mechanical failure. You saw that Austin Carter had some mechanical failure with his motor, so it is possible that one of these drivers could encounter some sort of odd mechanical failure as well.
I mean, I've seen it happen in practice already with push-to-pass issues. Someone tried to do push-to-pass and blew their motor. 1 lap to go.
I blew my motor 7 laps in, actually.
Yeah, it looks like I think it'll be unlikely. Coming around with about a half a lap to go, coming on the back switch, all we gotta do is ride it out. Oh, it looks like David's gonna actually make a move on 2nd place. He wants to go for the win, and he's gonna move into 2nd place right behind the leader.
Wow, that makes some excitement there.
He lost a lot of momentum though. I don't think he's gonna be able to get back to him, but looks like he'll be able to finish 2nd here.
See, he's got that push to pass. If he's got that working.
Oh, here he comes.
He's got the draft. Oh,
Here he
down,
comes.
Here he
down.
comes. He's gonna make a move. He got it.
He got the
What a
win!
move on the front straightaway.
Eek wins the race and will go into the race.
That was a beautiful move. He set it up
Wait.
Eek,
Hold on.
Eek David wins by 7 thousandths of a second.
Eek. I'm hearing from the race official that Gary may have actually won. We're going to have to look into that.
Yeah, that's a photo finish. The different timing and scoring there has 7 thousandths of a second. But it's a shame that wasn't... I mean, it's great that we're taking 3 cars, but then that would have been exciting if we were only taking 1 for that battle.
Yeah, but still a good battle for the win, and Eek will get to start 1 position higher if that win stands, and, maybe it just played into a strategy. Maybe he wanted to start in what position would that be, Paul, the winner of this race?
The winner of this race, I believe, gets to start 53rd.
Maybe he wanted the inside.
Could very well be, but it's fans, stay tuned.
Yeah, I believe it's official that Eek won.
Eek Davis won by 7 1/1000ths of a second over Gary.
But yeah, fans, stay tuned. 7 o'clock coming up here in less than an hour, actually 45 minutes. You're going to see the prestigious XCAL Indy fight, and believe me, you're going to see just as exciting a finish as you saw there when they're battling it out for over $200.
And it may be even better. We may even see a 3-wide finish. Make sure you tune in, though. You get to see Rudy Cummings and Aaron Keith broadcast this show. And I think there's someone else, too.
Yeah, that would be me as the in-race